Look at these flowers blooming alongside the road. Okay, here we are, Falls Creek Scenic Area. The rain has ceased. This is a nice little trail down to the falls. Look how damp and dank it looks. Is that a word, dank? All right, let's go to Upper Falls first. Down this way. And look at the jewels, the jewel weeds. Sparkling. "25 feet. Hey, the sun is coming out. Isn't it nice? Look, the sun is starting to peep out. There are quite a few steps down to the lower falls. Well worth the trip. Look, the sun is popping out. I wonder why that's barren. Could it have been a slide, maybe? And look, the tree is growing right on the rock. Quite a stairway. Look how many stories it is. This is the top of the Waterfalls. And look at the plants down below, how the mist and the wind coming off the falls is blowing them. This is quite a scaffolding series of steps. Look at this. It's amazing. There's a very elaborate series of stairs to get down to this lower falls. And look, there's a little waterfall way up there in the middle, coming off that cliff. This is a beaver lodge, right in the middle of this bog. This is bog country right here. The Cranberry Corridor or something like that. This is Pocahontas County, the first county in West Virginia. It's near the Greenbrier River. Lots of spruce trees in here. I am on my way to Cranberry Glades. It's kind of a unique place. The Cranberry Glades. A world displaced. The Cranberry Glades Botanical Area is one of West Virginia's largest wetlands. This remarkable place looks like the bogs or muskeg of northern United States or Canada. This is a half-a-mile loop around the bog. Look, they have it carved into the boardwalk. Look. What's in her name? Cranberry Glades is no exception. The evergreen shrub or vine, more at home in the far north, gives its name to this place. Well, let's see if I can spot one. Is that it? Are those the ones? I don't know. Kennison Mountain is 4,000 feet, and that must be it right there. It's nice and quiet out here. Storm Debbie has ventured off into the northeast part of the U.S. Are these cranberries? For Pete's sake. Organic matter, mostly cranberry grasses and shrubs. Surface soil, peat decaying organic matter, holds water year-round. Subsoils, mineral soils, and clay-like mud. The soils of Cranberry Glades contain large amounts of decaying plant matter known as peat. These peat deposits can be nearly 20 feet deep. They provide an environment for many unusual life forms. Pollen can be preserved in peat for thousands of years. Scientists have studied the deposits to learn about ancient environments and climate change. Gives you an idea how boggy it is. Look, a tunnel. Let's venture inside and see what we can find. It really does feel like a tunnel. Look at the boggy bottom. Boggy, soggy. Like the Soggy Bottom Boys in the movie. Oh brother, where art thou? Now, how does a bog differ from a swamp? Oh, this is a creek. Oh, right here is a creek. U Creek. And look at this knot on this tree. Here's U Creek. Y-E-W-U. Here are those spruce trees. I didn't realize the glaciers came down as far as the Ohio River at one point. So they brought down Canadian type plants, and then when they retreated, the Canadian flora had to find a special environment in which to live, survive. Thus the bog and or glade. Oh my God, flesh-eating plants. What? What are these? Purple pitcher plants. Stay away from that. Rhododendron. This sort of Fits my concept of a bog. Damp, dank, cold, uninviting. Although it's nice to stroll through in the summertime. Here's some reddish flowers and another stretch of Yew Creek. You know, this crawdad obviously has a lot of fly fans. Look at them. Can you see those? They're everywhere. Blue crayfish live deep within the earth. Their burrows have many tunnels that lead to a resting chamber from 18 inches to 6 feet underground. All that tunneling benefits others. Well, what about the flies? What's the deal with the flies, huh? I don't know. Maybe they're just like the true blue crayfish. Beautiful flowers. Gnarly spruce trees. Now, some parts are ugly, and other parts, like this little, would this be a glade? Meadow? Creek bed? I don't know, but it is nice. It has flowers. It has those old snags hanging around. It's lilac. It smells good. Lots of dead trees. Monongahela. Adventure awaits you. So do the black bears if you leave food on your table. Let's go around and do the critters first. Seen a lot of deer today. What's this, a polar bear? The skull of a polar bear, a brown bear, and a black bear. Wow, look how small the black bear is. And look at the teeth on these brown bears. Holy moly. Here we go. Black bear, 6 feet. Polar bear, 9 feet, 2 inches. Holy mackerel, they're tall. And a grizzly, 9 feet, 8. I don't want to meet either one of those in a while. What is soil? My name is Ped. It takes about 500 years to form 1 inch of soil and days to lose 1 inch of soil. From scoop to poop. In case you're curious, there's a beaver scat, black bear scat, bobcat, cougar, coyote, squirrel fox, gray fox, wild turkey, white-tailed deer, a red fox, raccoon, otter, opossum, groundhog. Now you know. Here's a black racer snake, and here's a water snake. Neither one is poisonous. You know, I just took a picture up at the Cranberry Glades of this lady's car, which had a sign on the back said, "May something good happen to you today." And look, here at the Cranberry Mountain Nature Center, as I was touring the museum there, I noticed cake, and I asked him what the occasion was, and it's Smokey the Bear's birthday. He's 80 years old, and these are leftovers from the celebration. So yeah, something good happened to me today. Thank you, Smokey, and happy birthday. I'm going down to Mill Point prison site. Look how thick these trees are. These are spruce trees. Man. This looks like something you would see in Alaska. Their job was to build the highway Route 39. An open-air federal prison on the honor system. Now that's quite unique. And if you're going to be in prison, what lovelier surroundings could you have? Well, so far everything is kind of grown over. I haven't seen any foundations or steps. Maybe I haven't got there yet. Okay, here's a more open area. It looks like a more promising location. So I'll continue down. A nice meadow and open area. I think I've reached it. I see some more signs down there and an open area. Wow, what a lovely place for a federal prison with no walls, no fences, no armed guards, no batons. I guess after your day's work you could sort of go fishing or wander in the woods, as long as you showed up for work again the next morning. Or maybe for roll call at night. Looks like kind of a bog down here. It's a pretty area though, look at it. Alright, let's check out these signs and see what they have to say. I suppose this is Mill Creek. There's some ducks swimming out there, see them? And you kind of overran its banks and covered the road. This is sort of a glen or bog, I'm not sure. but it's really nice down here. So they had white fence posts spaced 40 feet apart, indicating the boundaries that you had to stay within. I asked one of the staff at the nature center if there were any buildings down here, and he said no, there are none left. They were all sold and moved, so people could, after they closed the prison, people could bid on a building and then move it. And it was made out of nice lumber too, cherry and walnut and oak. Mill Point Prison, a unique experience, an experiment in rehabilitation in here in West Virginia.